Welcome back to News Across Nigeria. Remember, for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will also give you access to news and updates, and you'll be able to access the eyewitness feature so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions you find there. As the build-up to the 2019 general election gathers momentum, a group under the aegis of League of National Patriots in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, has targeted about 1 million youth voter card carrying members, calling for more participation of the youth in politics. The group, while canvassing for good governance at a press conference held in Abeokuta, the state capital, condemned the present political apathy among the youths.
If your voter's card is your power, then you don't need money. It is just an awareness. If the youth are motivated, they are well sensitized, mobilized, and decide, it's about making up your mind. Decide that you want to ensure that your voter's card, your vote or your voter's card counts. By the time you bring it together, it's like a pool. It's going to give you figures. And what is democracy? Numbers. So it's about a collective thing. If it's a collective decision of the Nigerian youth, Ogun State in particular, to come together and galvanize themselves, motivate, sensitize, conscientize themselves that this is the time for us to bring in good governance. Governance that really cater for the yearnings and aspirations of the Nigerian youth and indeed their future. Then I don't think there's going to be any problem.
From politics to education, academic activities have been paralyzed at some polytechnics across the country following the industrial action embarked upon by the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP. The lecturers are demanding that the federal government fulfill the outstanding agreement made to their union, while a visit by Channels Television to Moshood Abiola Polytechnic in Ogun State and Plateau State Polytechnic revealed total compliance.
The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics are calling the bluff of those who believe the strike called for by the national body to press home their demands from the federal government will not persist, as the Plateau State Polytechnic chapter of the union has joined the fray. The telltale signs of lack of activity on the school campus is there, as the ASUP chairman confirmed compliance by the state chapter.
You know, in unionism, an injury to one is an injury to all. Therefore, we have complied. We thank God staffs have fully complied to the national directive.
The students on campus have become few in number as the classrooms remain empty.
This strike will affect the students because there are we have some final year students that are graduating now and they are on the project. And really that will affect them, let me say, those that will be mobilized for their NYSC will really affect them, and we are waiting for the admission, which I will believe that within this week or next week should be out. But this strike will really affect and the newly admitted students that will be admitted by God's grace.
It will really affect me because right now students are on project and most students they have not even started anything about their project. They are just starting the project now, and if the strike is going to go on, it will really affect students.
And in the southwest, the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic in Abeokuta, Ogun State, is also suffering the effects of the industrial action ordered by the national body of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, while many students have left the campus, and the few that remain appeal to the federal government and the union to resolve the issues.
In a case of my situation right now, Mapoli, you sincere, like seriously, the HND exam is yet to hold. We don't even know what is our fate next. If 5 months have been realized, but no result to tender for NYSC. It's not really helping us. It's even dragging the whole academic system.
As for me now, the government should consider the students and their future because we are the future.
ASUP remains resolute that they mean business, but a speedy resolution is necessary to forestall further hitches in the education sector.
To shed more light on the strike is the president of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, Usman Dutse. He joins us on News Across Nigeria. Mr. Dutse, thank you for joining us on the program. Well, what exactly are the demands ASUP is making to the federal government?
Actually, the issues that serve as our demand to the federal government are about 7 or 8 that have been lingering for some time. Specifically, we have the issue of the non-passage of the amendment bill of the Polytechnic Act. That is a bill that has been sponsored to review the bill establishing the act establishing the Polytechnic. It has passed first reading, second reading, and public hearing, but the passage has still there. Several attempts have been made in the 6th and 7th Assembly, and our fear is that even in this Assembly, if care is not taken, it will die with the Assembly. And also there is the issue of the need assessment conducted by the federal government in 2013, where the federal government assessed the needs of various institutions owned by the federal government. And that report has been submitted since 2014 to the government. Up until now, there is no any design, roadmap, or schedule on how these things will be implemented. Our fear is that the reports and the intention, good intention there, may end up being wasted. Quite okay, there's an attempt by government recently to review the submissions upward to reflect inflationary trend, but our fear is that there is no approval for implementation up to now.
Mr. Dutse.
You are aware that, yes.
Okay.
You are aware that some state institutions or some states in Nigeria have not been paying their workers salary regularly, particularly Abia, Edo, Benue, Kogi, Oyo, Bayelsa, Imo, and Plateau. Ondo and Osun states also have been always within the range of 4 to 12 months. Our workers have been suffering in those states with the inflationary trend, with the difficulty in cost of living and dependency. Government have denied them their salaries, talk less of pensions. And you are aware that some governors have decided to even scrap union, denying workers the right to unionize to fight for their rights, particularly in Kogi State. And there is an attempt to scrap even a polytechnic that has existed for 30 years. Ogun State, that is the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic.
Okay, let me, if I may come in here, Mr. Dutse, could there be some kind of meeting point, perhaps a middle ground between the union and the government, or must all the demands be met before this strike action is called off?
Sincerely, ASUP have never insisted that everything must be done at the same time. But what we are asking is that let there be a roadmap. Let there be an attempt. Let's see a tangible effort or arrangement by government how to address some of these issues. That you can convince us that, yes, government actually what they meant. Because there are a series of promises and assurances from government to address these issues. But it seems the commitment and the will is not properly being presented, reflected towards implementing these issues.
Okay, finally.
So what we are saying is that, yes.
Finally, but it seems as if the students are the ones receiving the short end of the stick. They are bearing the brunt. The lecturers, are you really looking out for their interest, or is it just the welfare of the lecturers that you are after?
Yes.
Are you considering the students in this strike?
Actually, whenever this question is asked, I believe that we should be fair to lecturers, because all this while we've been suffering for months, for years, without downing our tools, because we have been considerate and have been very careful to consider the future of our youth. But that doesn't mean that we will not fight for our rights. I think government are supposed to be the one that should consider the plight of the students, because the workers and the students also belong to government. And I think government are the ones that should be needful in order to protect the interests of the youth and the students. The unions also have done a lot of sacrifices for the sake of the unions. If you look at the conditions, working conditions in all the tertiary institutions and the funding of education in Nigeria, nothing to write home about. But workers in the institutions have been working like that with the very unpleasant condition because we want to contribute our quota to the development of the country.
Mr. Usman Dutse, the president of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, for joining us on the program to share your thoughts on that strike action. Well, when the program returns in a moment, the Benue State government, the Benue State government is seeking the state upgrade of the Polytechnic in the state to a federal institution. Join us again.